two and a half, 3 years ago, and I started a program through a preacher I met in Mexico City in a little village 2 hours west of Mexico City. The village is called San Marcos. So I was sitting in this church, and this church is packed full of kids in rags. So I had all this money, didn't know what to do with it, and the kids are very nice. So I decided to do it. In 2 months I was broke. I bought pants and shoes, and I started a feeding program, and I continue that even now. I have read in the past an enormous amount of political and philosophical literature. I've come to the conclusion that political utopias are not a possibility. So at this point in my life, I've narrowed my existence down to this small community in Mexico, and I spend my time here. This money is the property of kids in Mexico. I've come to the conclusion years ago that if a person is to maintain his dignity and to maintain some transcendence of consciousness, he must have an objective, not just a philosophical objective, but one to which he makes personal sacrifices. An objective which is above and beyond his own stomach and his own genitals. After having read fantastic amounts of literature, I've come to the conclusion that the holy books are basically right. We won't get into arguments about the fine points of theological doctrine because I have no interest in theological doctrine. There was a Lebanese poet, his name was Gibran. He died in Greenwich Village. He wrote a book that was really popular about 25 years ago called The Prophet. And in this book, he says, you would give, but only to the deserving. But yet the flocks of your pastures say not so, nor the trees of your orchard. They give that they might live, for to withhold is to perish.
So give it all away. Give it all away.
Ellen White is the main writer of the Seventh-day Adventist religious group, and on page 7 of her book, she says, all things in nature give, they take to give, except for the greedy heart of man.
So give it all away.
Mahatma Gandhi once said, Mother Nature will meet everyone's needs, but not everyone's greed. Every sane man must give these up, for they lead to degradation of the soul. This is why men like Jesus and Gandhi are the heroes, because they had nothing. They didn't have publishers. They were unpopular with everybody. Religion is a personal matter. Each individual soul on the earth has the problem of reconciling himself to the supreme consciousness. We all must die someday. Socrates once said, just practice dying. And if you read the holy books carefully, and I've read them all, not a little bit, but thoroughly, the Bhagavad Gita, the Dhammapada, the Christian Bible, the Holy Quran, that their message is that that activity which is appropriate and most constructive and can get rid of fear in a man's life is a life of prayer and sacrifice. Marcus Aurelius, who wrote a book called Meditations, he was a Roman emperor. He said, whether there's a God or not, does it matter? Whether there's a heaven or not, does it matter? That it is to man's advantage whether the end of life is the cemetery or whether it's a transfer to another place. It is to man's advantage to live a life of discipline and humility and service to others, and not a life of seeking pleasures. This money didn't fall out of the sky. I had this money. People gave it to me, a quarter and 50 cents and $1 at a time, sometimes 5s and 10s and 20s, not mostly. I don't buy food. I eat out of the garbage cans. I live outside in the Golden Gate Park with a tarpaulin over me when it rains, and that's why I have this money. This is religion, and the money belongs to Mexican children who are going to do and eat out of it. This is religion, not quoting beautiful poetry.
So give it all away. Give it all away.
With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith,